circle for Instagram.
Yeah, so go to
your page. I'm on your page, and then I see donate now. I see your logo, but I don't see the Instagram.
So now it's telling people that we're going live.
I see, but I don't see it. I'm on your page.
You're on at BMHA official?
Yes.
Okay. So you should see it any second now. Hello, everyone. People are starting to join.
Okay, I see it.
So click the logo for BMHA.
Okay, it's twirling. Okay, something happened there now. Do you see me?
Not yet.
I see you, and then I see a guy underneath. The barbershop influence is...
No. So when you're on BMHA official, let me see what the, because I have the directions for you. Hold on.
Okay, now I'm on I was on BMHA official, and now it says live.
Yes.
You still don't do what? Now what would I do?
So click our logo so that you can join the live and watch it, and then I'll promote you up.
Okay.
Oh, now I see you.
I see you. Okay.
And we are going to add you to our live.
Okay, so now I should hang up the phone?
Yeah, well, no, I need to make sure that you see... Wait, are you on your phone or on your computer?
I'm on my computer for the sign-on, but I'm talking to you on my cell phone.
No. Hang up. You can watch it on the computer.
I'm going to watch it on my computer. I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to give a speech on the computer, but I'll call you on my cell phone.
No, but you can't go live with me from your computer. You have to be on your phone. Yeah, you got to be on your Instagram app.
Well, that's what I was on my Instagram app.
But on your phone.
Okay. Well, I wish I know that. I'm more familiar with it on my phone.
Do you have somewhere you can prop up the phone?
Yeah, I'll figure that out. Let me just get on here first.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, so there it is, BHA Live. Okay,
I'm talking to Alma now, guys. Not yet.
request that join.
Yes, and then I'll add you.
Send a request.
Yep. Oh my gosh, you're a pro.
Oh, I'm not used to it on my computer.
So that's it.
Okay, now I see myself. Do you see me?
I'm probably about to see. I accepted your request. Okay, now I'm seeing you. Yay!
Okay.
So, see, she's a real person, guys. I'm going to hang up the phone. So it's funny. As many times as you do it, it's like you got to keep doing it because I always forget.
Gotta keep doing it. And I'm coming across clear?
Yes, and we can hear you well.
Okay. And I'm going to go get my my phone cord because I thought I was going to be on the computer.
Okay, no problem.
I want to make sure I have plenty of battery.
Miss
Be right back.
Thank you for joining us. Go ahead, Alma. I know we're a little early, guys. We were trying to get our next speaker on the line, and she did so well. I think my first couple lives, every time I figured out how to get on differently. But my name is Roxana Feenster. I'm with Black Mental Health Alliance, and we've been going live all day talking about mental health awareness. So I've decided to go outside because two of our guests were outside, and I thought, I want to be outside. It feels good. So the sun is getting me, but I have my computers hidden, so hopefully they won't get overheated. And Miss Alma is in like a beautiful, artistic, calming space. We're gonna have to ask her how she has that whole setup.
Well, I'm actually in my breakfast room.
Oh my goodness, it's so bright. It just feels like nice and calm and peaceful.
Well, that's good.
Oh, I have 80%. I'll just have it here if I need it.
You have
So I should be
80%. You
good.
should be good.
I
Yeah.
should be good.
So we're
Hmm.
just talking about mental health awareness all day. It's the last day of mental health awareness. Alma was kind enough to share some talking about art and our mental health, because we really need different modalities. I know Andrea wants to lead with you, so I'm gonna do the little filler talking until she comes on. So she really was touched, and I even was touched by the work that you've done in the community. You were telling us one time, and you probably don't remember this, that you had started the whole Be More Healthy Babies walk around the
Uh,
park, Montebello. And I thought, look at how you started so many things, and it was probably really hard to start them, to get the Black community resources and to get healthy. One of the programs I got introduced to you from was the Mind Health Shop Talks and Good Health, Great Hair with Kaiser Permanente. And just to see what you and our other executive director, Jan Peters, was able to groom into a bigger Mind Health Shop Talk piece, and what you've done with Good Health, Great Hair, Be More Babies. And I'm saying all this to say, I saw the pictures of you at the brunch. I was so jealous. I didn't get to go.
and that's Be More for Healthy Babies is the city's program. Ours was Baby Buggy Walk in the Park. That's what you're talking about.
Okay.
And it's not ours. I still consider myself a Baltimore Healthy starter, if you
Yes.
will. But Baltimore Healthy Start has the Baby Buggy Walk in the Park that I did start when I was there, and
Yeah.
so happy that it's continuing.
Like, it's a big thing. I was looking at something. I was like, oh my gosh, they have flyers, ads. Like, it's beautiful to see, like, when you care about something, a community, and that event has grown and it's really helping people.
Helping folks, and very much physical and mental
Yeah.
health components to that. Getting families together to do some exercise and have some fun together. The endorphins, the cortisol, all that stuff is just exploding, having a
Yeah.
good time.
Yeah. And then just to see that the First Lady of Maryland, really cared about the work that you were doing, and that you got honored for that, because sometimes you don't always get to hear people say, oh, you did a great job and we appreciate your work. So I was glad that that was something that you were able to see.
Great, deeply honored for that, to have had that privilege, and to have our beautiful First Lady of our state there was added
So I
enjoyment.
don't know if you know this, but Regina Webb will be coming on right after you.
Oh no! I've got to stay on then.
So maybe we can have you both on at the same time. I don't know a lot about Instagram. I know we can have 3 people. I think it gets hokey when we try to add too many.
Mhm.
So I see Andrea on now. Yes, we're going to add her as a moderator. Look, she followed. Y'all are really superstars today. Like, she's another person like me. Like, every time we get on a different way. Oh, wait. ABG, you sideways. You're this way.
Okay, wait a minute. So is this better?
No, I think I started out crooked this morning as well. So she's going to get it. So we are here with the Black Mental Health Alliance. We also have Alma Roberts. She is a BMHA supporter, has given us a lot of grant opportunities, a lot of opportunities to exemplify our work in the community. So she's going to be talking to us a little bit about why mental health awareness is important, and art and mental health. I think that's something that always gets cuts in school first, right? Art is such like a great part of growing up, doing art projects, listening and being able to perform music, listening and being able to perform plays, and that gets cut. That's the first thing that gets cut, but it's such a big part of how we heal and grow. Now Andrea has
She's upside down.
upside down and circling. Oh no, her internet's out. So I think that's one thing that was really important when we're talking about how do we get back mental health when we don't have those supports that even I think you and I can remember. Oh, we did art, we did I played an instrument, where some kids, they don't get that unless their parents can give that to them. So hopefully
It's a growing appreciation for art, the role that art is playing.
yeah.
And that's what I don't know how is the format questions, or will I be making
No, you can
statements?
share your story.
Okay.
I purposely did not want to over agenda us because I feel like
Okay.
because it's Instagram, we can be open. We have a connective resource and therapist line. I'll put that in the chat. But other than that, you could talk about your story a little. Oh, she said, okay, Andrea, we hear you. Ask how the arts have been instrumental in your wellness. So if you just start on your story however you want, and then we'll do some questions and answers.
Good. And if you can't show that slide, that's okay.
Oh no, I have it here.
Okay.
I'm gonna
when I tell you, I'll to put it up. So yeah. So are we going to see Andrea, or are we just getting going?
I guess her internet is off. Okay. So hopefully, Andrea, if you get back on, we'll bring you on. But we'll let Alma start because it's already 2:05 and I want to hear everything.
Yeah. Well, I'm delighted to one, come back and collaborate with you guys, because you talked about some of the things we've done in the past together with Good Health, Great Hair. But I'm particularly pleased that to be invited back, because in that role I was a Kaiser Permanente executive. Now you're inviting me back as an artist to talk about the importance of that mental health is playing in the arts. I'm delighted to have that opportunity. It's a great time to be back because our nation and the world is in a fragile state. We're emerging from a pandemic. There's global violence. This country and across the globe is just consumed with guns and the most evil stuff we can do to each other. More importantly, our workplace is evolving. Yeah, our workplace is evolving in ways that threaten even the very role of workers. And then there's artificial intelligence, which is threatening us all. And so it's no wonder that during this period of time, we have, in fact, turned to art. It has been what we have done in the past. Many people picked up art and started creating during that time frame. The viewership of exhibits is at record levels in galleries and museums. And many folks are purchasing and growing their collections. Art, to me, is medicine. It's medicine. Let me qualify who I am and who I'm not. I am not a clinician of any sorts. I am certainly not a mental health clinician. What I am is a recently retired healthcare executive that has spent nearly 50 years in the healthcare field and in close proximity to all sorts of clinicians. And I have fashioned admiration for and a refinement of and an integration of an approach of integrated health. Mental health and physical health are total health. And total health is what is the goal for us to have well-being. I'm a believer of that, and I practice it. I'm also a 75-year-old Black woman who, for the better part of my adult life, made it a practice.
We got to give you that. You don't even look 75. I'm sorry.
I made a practice to attend to my mind, my body, and my spirit.
And you can tell that
as a regular part of my lifestyle. I have always had access to quality health care. I'm fortunate in that in my lifetime, the emergence of managed care plans and the like. And I've always integrated mental health care as part of my physical strategy for care, for health care. Lastly, I am an artist. I am at this age of 62, I literally picked up a paintbrush and began my career as a self-taught, albeit a few YouTubes in there.
Oh, that's beautiful. You said
My
at
career
62.
a career as an abstract expressionist painter who has art in a museum and has participated in exhibits across the Mid-Atlantic region. What I will speak to you today about is art, what art means in my life and to my mental health. I have provided several resources that Roxana has that she should share with you after this speech that give the clinician and the researcher's perspective on this. But what I will tell you that is there is almost complete alignment with my life experiences and what researchers and clinicians are experiencing and reporting. Let me give you an example, and could we put the slide up now? So I really can refer to that really quickly.
Uh-oh. I don't know if you guys can see this.
Okay, so that's going to
Well,
be difficult. I'm not sure they can see it well, but anyway, it's three. It was good to see it all three at once, but
oh, you
what
want to
I
see all
offered
three at once?
was, yeah, what I offered was three paintings, all of which at a glance look very, very similar. They have the reds and the black and the abstract expression of yes. So you see these three. They all look. You're actually looking at them backwards because of being on the
Oh,
screen,
okay.
but that's okay. I can talk it through this way. But they all have very similar palettes and very similar techniques, and that is a technique that I use in my art. But one was me working through grief, the loss of a loved one in my family, and while it has the reds and the darkness of grief, it also has green, which is growth and renewal and hope. That's what helped me work through this. And then that one's called A Broken Heart Still Has Some Joy. That's what I worked through there and was able to realize. The next painting is about, it has the red and it has some green in it as well, but what it has at its core is anger, that splash. I actually took red paint and threw it into the painting because I was lamenting the violent, ugly death of George Floyd. It helped me to work through that, to express it, and to put it on a canvas. And the last one is called Working on Happiness. And this one helped me work through a reconciliation that while love is indeed something we all crave and work towards, happiness is so much more inclusive because when there's happiness, that is your own self being interjected and taken care of in the whole love scenario. And so working on happiness came out. Anybody looking at these three would say, oh my gosh, that they look very, very similar. Well, on any given day, people who see me see the same person, just about. But it's the nuances that I portrayed there and the ability for these paintings to help me work through grief and anger and reconciliation. So I wanted to share that with that painting, that slide with you. That's all for that, Roxana.
And
I also,
they do
I
look
firmly
similar.
believe that. Are you saying something?
Oh no, I was saying they do look similar, but when you start to look at them, they're different.
Yeah, right,
Like
right.
the one that you
So,
said is anger looks like
yeah,
anger. The one that you said
yeah,
like grief, it looks like grief.
yep, yep, yep. Yep. So I also advocate for what I believe in is that art is medicine and has healing capacities. I sit on the board of the Reginald F. Lewis Museum, and that is the state's gem that of an institution that integrates our history, our culture, and art to tell our story, to preserve our history, to nurture new information and formats of expression. I am also a commissioner on the Public Art Commission of the City of Baltimore. And that group is tasked with making sure art is throughout our communities. Yeah, that there are statues that there are arts on the public buildings, so that if you can't afford to buy it and put it in your home, you see the city embracing art, and you can experience the benefits of art in our public spaces. Creating a piece of art is my medicine, and I am exhilarated by the physical and mental exertion of painting. A completed painting makes a statement on a topic for all of you all to see and interpret what I mean. A completed painting becomes part of my legacy and will last long after I'm gone. It adds to my feelings of worthiness of having made a contribution to our culture, or at least having given a roadmap for those who are following. Yeah. As a Black artist, I have the responsibility to represent my race, to chronicle our history, and to show up in important and to advance important messages in new and uncharted exhibit spaces, and to help heal. I think that I take the role as elder and as through my art as a responsibility for helping heal generational trauma that Black folks have endured. And when a viewer looks at a work of my art and finds joy and insight, the feeling is indeed exhilarating, and a sense of well-being prevails. This feeling is cumulative and is in part what drives me to make more and more art as a way of painting my way through life. Every work I create brings me great joy. The researchers say about the same. The authors of the book, one of the resources I left with Roxana, Your Brain on Art, How the Arts Transform Us. They say that we're on a verge of a cultural shift in which arts can deliver potent, accessible, and proven solutions for the well-being of everyone. These authors offer compelling research that shows how engaging in art projects for as little as 45 minutes reduces the stress hormone cortisol, no matter how skilled you are as an artist. And just one art experience per month can extend your life 10 years. They expand upon our understanding of how playing music builds cognitive skills, enhances learning. The vibrations of a tuning fork sound waves counteract stress. Virtual reality can provide cutting-edge therapeutic benefits, and interactive exhibits dissolve boundaries between art and viewers, engaging all in senses of strengthening of memory. Doctors have begun prescribing museum visits to address loneliness, dementia, and many other physical and mental health concerns. The interesting thing about all this is this is not new. Art did not emerge as a form of entertainment. The ancient forms of art were created as components of communication and community. And we are now returning to that. We are seeing arts more in our communities. We are seeing arts flourish more in our schools. And as Lizzo would say, it's about damn time.
Yeah.
And I am grateful to be a part of the movement. I'm going to stop with all the blubbering and see if there are any questions, or if
No,
Andrea wants to guide me in some
it's
questions.
awesome. You did not
But
blubber.
I thank you for that opportunity to share some thoughts.
So Andrea was just chiming in with what I said. You were just like, oh yeah, I started painting when I was 62 and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you have pieces in museums and you started at 62. And I think so many times people are in situations they don't like their job. They want to pick up cycling, or they want to do all these things that they were interested in doing, and they'll say, oh, well, I'm too old to do it now. And like, you started at 62. And I know there's people, I've seen YouTube people talk about, oh, I started when I was 80. And it's like, wow, we could really do anything our minds are put to. And you're just, and even you saying that, oh, you prioritize your health, you look like you prioritized your health. Like, I think a lot of times, I've heard people ignorantly say, when I was in the hospital, I used to be a tech, and people would say, oh, well, you're going to die from something. And it's like,
Yeah.
do we want to get there looking like we struggled every minute, or have someone like you who's like, no, it was a priority, and this is how I look, and this is how I feel, instead of the other picture, which is like people just struggling through things, like breathing, like, and that's
And it's important that folks understand, guys go and women go and work out at the gym, but they won't go to a therapist. And so it's mind and body and spirit. And you've got to consider it as the whole of your personal health. And work at it as much as you go to the gym twice a day. Go to your therapist once a week, or every other week. And even if you sit there and just say what's good, you don't have to always be talking about what's bad.
right.
It's a tremendous relief and a release to do that. And art is that for me. Art is that for me. It's a
So
solitary thing.
so
I'm in
powerful.
my studio. I'm in my studio by myself. It's solitary, but I'm talking to myself, and I'm working through things. And then when I show it to somebody, they get something out of it. They get to feel good, and I feel even better.
Yes. So
Mhm.
Andrea, I was saying, so powerful, refreshing. How do we raise the awareness about the critical need for art in schools?
Are you asking me
Yes.
that? So I'm doing all I can, but here's institutions like the Reginald F. Lewis Museum. We must support their exhibit, not only with funding. I'm not talking about just funding. Show
Right.
up, go see it, give them
Be
feedback.
interactive with them.
Ask when they need volunteers, volunteer. But more importantly, partake of the programming so that they know what they're doing is important. Um, when you're getting a physical exam, talk to your practitioners about your mental well-being and how what they would prescribe for somebody who's not, you might just be happy. And prescription doesn't mean
Right.
medicine always. It means going to an exhibit, talking to a friend. There's a wide range of things. Parents advocate for art in the
Yeah.
schools. We must have full-blown arts in every school. If you can't have it in every school, make it so the students can bus to some of the others, the School for the Arts and exhibits,
Yep.
incorporate it in a structured kind of fashion as early as possible. Years ago, I had the opportunity to go to Italy, to Reggio Emilia, and their school system, the infants, they had infants on large pieces of paper, they could not walk, but they were laying on pieces of paper with pieces of charcoal in their hands, and they were showing them how to move it.
Wow.
And they built their whole educational system around supporting of the arts. So that's just a few things that we can do that doesn't require money. Advocacy for arts is important.
That's so true. And
Hmm.
I love the idea of little kids learning how to express themselves through
Yes.
art. Like, I remember my daughter went to a school in Montgomery County, and they had taken all the kids to an opera. And the singers were talking to the kids afterwards. I think I was one of a handful of parents there, and I was like crying at the end. And it was such a beautiful experience that I definitely didn't have money to take her to see that level of art, and the school had provided it for them, and the singers interacted with the kids. Like, that to me was priceless. And to this day, my oldest still has a love for music that
Yep.
I don't think would have been birthed unless she heard the orchestra and heard the singing at that level. It was phenomenal for her.
Yep. Singing, dancing, all of that in your household. Art on the wall, if you got something from Goodwill and you put it on your art. I mean, I have stories of my mother had a little drawing. It couldn't have cost more than, a little bit of money. And every day she would tell me the story about that painting. And I would stand there and enthralled, and I'd heard it a million times, but she would sing a little song that went to it, and it meant so much. It meant so much. I'm sure it was the foundation for our appreciation, because my father, who was an artist, had to give his art up to provide for his family. And so that was also part of my story and part of my advocacy, and fueled me as a collector before I began as a painter.
That's beautiful. And I think that shows how much your dad loved you too, that just knowing how much
Yes.
you love art, and it was birthed out of him being like, okay, I have to put this down
Yeah.
now to be able to
Yeah.
support my
Yeah.
family and really be.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we all grew up with that story and a deep appreciation for the arts because of that. Mm-hmm. So are people able to ask questions?
Yes, so please share any of the questions you have in the comments section. Andrea agreed with you. It's about damn time.
It's about damn time.
She put, okay, so we asked your question about the awareness, and I know you had already talked about this, about why mental health awareness is so important, and I don't know if you want to repeat it.
Well, it's important because it's as important as seeing a doctor for your kidney, or you're having a regular checkup. It does have documented benefits of healing. And 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 the more our established medical system incorporates it into treatment plans, the more folks will understand that. But until then, we need to go armed to ask about, what can art do for me? What should I be doing with regard to the creative pieces of our society? My artistic abilities that I'm not fulfilling. So yes, indeed, I want to make that clear. It is as important as your physical health.
And I love that you also were talking about the prescription, that the doctor had given someone a prescription to go and engage with art. Like, that's such a powerful statement there.
Yeah. And it is no coincidence that we are in this time of great turmoil emerging from the pandemic, that art is blossoming, because folks are finding the comfort, the healing, the ability to reconcile, anguish. And so I think it's part and parcel of the recovery strategy.
Yes, definitely. So I know you had said that you want us to be interactive with the Reginald Lewis Museum because they're doing a lot of the community work. Do you have a page that we can go to visit your art or interact with your art?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram at Alma Roberts Art or Alma Roberts Studio. You can do that on Instagram. On Facebook, I'm Alma Roberts Studio. My web page is www.almaroberts.com. And visit, hang out there. If it brings you pleasure, drop me a note.
Yeah.
That would be just wonderful. There are groups of abstract artists and art all throughout Instagram. You can look up art groups and just look at their art. I wake up every morning looking at somebody's art and going to sleep. That's how I go. I start my day and end my day. There's so many groups out on social media. That's how you can get in touch with it. But by all means, stop by and say hi to almaroberts.com.
Yes, thank you so much for spending time with us. I know I learned a lot, and just thinking about art as medicine, most of it out there, we can interact with it for free. We live in a great area. I don't know if you can see the chat right now, where you could go to DC and see so many museums for free. Even Baltimore, I want to say the Baltimore Art Museum, they have open times where it's free. So we just have to make sure that we're really being purposeful in that, especially if you're going through things. We just heard that's medicine. We got to think outside the box to really press for our healing. And you don't know what's going to interest you to the point of you picking up a new resource, a new renewing for your mind. So, and I forgot to say this, you did a piece for Black Mental Health Alliance, right?
I did a piece for Black Mental Health. Oh, I've forgotten what it was. What was it?
It was the Black Minds Matter. It was when Freddie Gray had
oh yeah, was it the
yeah.
Freddie Gray piece? The transfiguration of Freddie Gray is when I was doing some figurative work, and so yes, the transfiguration of Freddie Gray was a piece, and you can see that on my website. I don't have it with me right now.
Yeah, I wish we would have shared that. I've had that in mind because I told Andrea that you had made a piece of artwork for us. So I would have loved to share that, but I think we definitely can link to your studio bio as well. Your studio links in our bio as well, so that way people can interact.
Sure.
And guess who's on?
Who?
Regina.
She's coming up next.
I wonder, how can I get her to join us so you guys can say hi?
And Regina's talking about the Good Health, Great Hair?
Well, the expansion of Good Health, Great Hair, and just about why mental health is awareness is so important. But you know what? I can't bring Regina up at the same time.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll look at the recording. You're recording all these, right?
Yes. So I'm glad you said that. I thought I lost one of the videos, but my one of the speakers, Lamont, had helped me. I'm going to archive everything on our YouTube page as well, so people will be able to go and click. This talk was mental health awareness plus art. So I'm glad you were able to be on with us. If you stay on and give me 30 seconds, I'll switch so that I can bring Regina up.
I will stay on.
Okay. Thanks.